Howdy, y'all. It's your favorite trainer with a belt buckle. Going to give you a little glimpse of what our online internship looks like. Full access to hour-plus long videos. You get to communicate with fitness instructors like myself. I've been a trainer for 16 plus years. We have gyms in San Diego, Los Angeles, San Diego. We're now in Austin, all over the world. Here's what a 90-90 hip tutorial would look like. We go over anatomy, then we get into the regressions and progressions for what a warm-up would look like for a client. Let us know what you think. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube. And remember, keep showing up. Internal, external. So I get into the position with my client, and the first thing I will do is I will set him up. Because a lot of times your clients will go like here, they'll go maybe like back a little bit. They're more here. So then I will tactilely adjust them. Here, here, back, down. I've set them into that position. So you see that there's a good distance here. So now what I want to do is I want to get my chest over my knee. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to come back up. I will have a hand on the ground for the first round. I'm doing it with my client. I'm not a big prodder. Meaning I have my iPad, I'm taking notes and just dissecting my client on the floor, making them feel like a pile of shit. I like to do it with them so they don't feel like they're on the spot. Come over again, I'll challenge my client. I call this an airplane, can you put your hands out to the side without using the floor? And then come up. Now let's see if you can do that again the whole time without using your hands. Hold, come back up. Immediate justification to start working with the trainer because your clients go like this. Oh shit! They can't breathe. They're like, "Holy shit! How did you do that? That's crazy!" And so then you need to communicate with them that I work with mobility because as we get older, it's important for our body to be malleable. You don't want to think about this hip, which is crazy to really reflect on. But people have all sorts of hip issues because we treat it like a ball and socket joint. Now, can someone please explain to me what that means? Can someone explain to me what that means? We treat our hip joint like a ball and socket. Sorry, we treat it like a hinge joint.
What's the question, Chris?
What does that mean when I say the average person treats the hip joint like a hinge joint?
They neglect any aspects of rotation.
Okay, so look at the common movements that we do. Walk, run, jump, squat, lunge, deadlift, hip thrust, all sagittal based. We don't get into the frontal plane much. We don't do any type of rotation. We don't get into external rotation. So what happens is it doesn't like form, but neurologically, the brain isn't used to getting out here into the frontal plane. It's not used to doing any type of rotation. So it just gets to this. It gets really, really good at this. So maybe that's why your knee hurts. Maybe that's why your hip hurts. It's because you only do this. It's like if you ever sit here, try this. I love perfect posture people because they get their panties and jock straps in a bundle over perfect posture. I want you to go into perfect posture for the whole day. While you're watching football today, do this for the whole entire day. See how you feel. I will bet my right butt cheek by the end of the day, your back is going to hurt like shit. Perfect posture, though. This is perfect. No, it's because you're doing this prolonged. So could you imagine treating the fucking hip, which is a ball and socket, like this for years? Years and years and years and years. It's going to get uncomfortable. And so we just need to show it how to move again. It's like if you haven't ridden a bike in a long time, the first time you get back on it, you laugh a lot. You're like, oh shit, I forgot how to do this. That's what happens when you show the body to get into the frontal plane to work with transverse. And so this is a great drill just because your clients aren't used to getting here. So that's the first little step that I'm going to do. I'm going to come over it, hold, come up. I'll do that for 3 reps. And then what I'll do, I'm moving around just for the camera angle here, but what I'll do in this position now is I want my client to open up. And I always make my clients laugh. I say, when we open up, what's the number 1 rule? Number 1 rule. What is it, Josh?
We open
Don't
up.
look in their eyes. Don't look in their eyes.
Don't look in my eyes. Keep your, actually false. I screwed up on that one. I don't want you looking down here. I was trying to make a joke there. Look in my eyes when you do this. Don't look anywhere else. You know, make a little joke out of it. But so I'm going to open up. I want this leg to be down the whole time. See how long I can keep this leg externally rotated while I internally rotate this one. See how far you can go. You're going to get a pretty powerful stretch in there. That's all right. Now come back down, internal. External, go again. Go, 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 go. Keep it down. And I might come over like this with my client because I'm doing it too. And I'll put my hand on their knee. Don't let this come up. If your hand hits my knee, you owe me $5. Don't you let it hit. Don't do it. Don't do it. Pull, 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 pull. And I'll push it my other hand. Go, 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 go. Don't let this come up. Don't let it come up. Now rotate. And then we'll switch into this. Good. Now we're going to do the same thing. You come down. First one is just easy to just recognize the movement. Second one, see if you can come down, putting your hands out, coming back up. Maybe you want to get to some auditory thing. When I say stop, you stop. Come down, good, good, good. Now come up, stop. Oh, come on, you got it. Come on, come on, come on. And nice job. Get engaged as a trainer. And then I'm going to go to the other side. And we'll just go back and forth, opening that up for maybe even a minute, just to really show that value of getting that rotation. And I'll do it where keep this one down, open up. So then the second thing I go, the progression from this, I want to check out internal rotation and try to find any dead space. If you have clients who have knee vulnerability, have hip tightness, this is a gold mine for identifying that vulnerability. Dead space is where we hurt ourselves. Dead space is where we lack eccentric control. Who could tell me what lacking eccentric control means? Anyone?
I would say lacking eccentric control. They're not controlling the contraction or the lengthening of the muscle coming back to neutral.
Yeah, I like that. I think the easiest example would be, there's a chair behind me. I tell my client to sit down as slow as they can. And they go. And then they just fall. So that break where you don't have that eccentric control on a push-up, go down to the ground as slow as you can. Back, crowd, go, 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 go. Good, 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 good. So you see that speed? When I speed up, that means I lack that control. So where I lack control is where injuries happen. In basketball, I'm about to cross someone up. I come over here. I don't have the eccentric control, so I get this, and I blow out my knee. So if we don't get into the frontal plane, the transverse plane, we're vulnerable. So when I do this drill, the 90-90, the progression is, I want to check out internal rotation range of motion. We should be able to get to 35 to 45 degrees. So what degree angle is this?
180, 90.
This would be about 160. 180, 90, 160. So if this is 180 and that's 90, like the Price is Right, tell me when to stop when I'm at 45. I would go about there is where 45 would be. So 90, 180, that would be like a 45-degree angle. So I meant that my math is all fucked up. I apologize. That would actually be like 130. You know what I'm making reference to, though, of what 45 degrees looks like. And so when we're looking at the hip here, I want to see if you can get to, this is hard because it's rotational, but here to here is 90. Can we see that imaginary line coming up? So almost use that piece of paper behind me, this line with my hip and the ground, that's going to be 90 degrees. I should be able to get roughly to halfway between for 45 degrees. Are we conceptualizing that now? Okay, so when I do this exercise, so right there, again, here, I'm at maybe 25, 30 degrees. I should be able to get to a little more. Don't scare your clients. Let them scare themselves. You don't go, oh, shit, Franklin, come here. Oh, look how fucked up here he is. Isn't that crazy? Oh, yeah, look at that. You're going to die. Your client's going to freak out. So let's see what you got. And they're gonna be like, it's tight right there. Yeah, it's tight because you don't get into the transverse plane. This is fun, and we're exposing vulnerability. This is really exciting because I'm your coach, and it's like you're frustrated because you aren't winning, and I just found out you suck at defense. This is awesome. That means now we're gonna exploit that. We're gonna get you better at that so you can move better and feel better. So when you get in there and you're going to this 90 degrees, now we're gonna identify the dead space. So the dead space is where I don't encourage you to do this unless you have a licensing. You can't touch your client and move them, but the client can do it themselves. This is called a passive range of motion. This is active. This is me doing it. Passive is going to be me moving myself. So what I'm going to do is you're going to see where I can get. So this is concentrically. Now, where can I get? So you'll see I have a little bit of space right there where I can get with my hand. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring in my mind that space. That's the dead space. If that dead space is greater than 15 degrees, that's a huge vulnerability. So I'm trying to square up equally here. So see, measure out where I can get. It's not terrible. Now, that little distance right there isn't terrible. You're going to see that it's not that bad. So now I want to see if you can hold it eccentrically and get there. So that's not bad. If you're working with me, don't scare me. Don't freak me out. Because what you're going to get is I'm going to get Perry or Josh or someone on the ground, and they're going to go like this. When they're getting like an inch off the ground. And then they take their foot and they're there. And I say, okay, let go. That's terrible. I go, oh shit. Hey, ACL, you're about to die. That is a lack of control right there. I don't like that. Where if you can't, it just falls. That's how there's a huge vulnerability right there. So we got to exploit it. So we're not here to scare our clients. We're here to help them. So you can I got my pajama bottoms right here. I don't have any bands or anything, but you could put your pajama bottoms like this, and you could work on pulling it up and then coming back down and just doing this every morning. You could use a band and then try. You're going to sweat bullets and shit on this. It's great because it looks easy, but you get up here and you try to hold. Oh, shit. It's like you're going to cuss every word in the dictionary. That's fine. But try to expose the nervous system to that new area. And that's how you're going to improve. And then we're going to switch on over to the other side and do the same thing. And sometimes your clients may need to come out of it and just be like, whew, shit, that is, I'm sweating. And you're like, yeah, this is just a slight little warm up before we get into our workout. I will spend sometimes for clients that have pain. I'll get in here a lot because hip pain, knee pain, it's multifactorial. But I like just to see how their self-control is. If they lack that self-control, there's a lot of opportunity to really help them see the value in this and create a morning routine. So I'm really big into homework outside of working with my clients. And so I'm going to say every morning, maybe you give them a sheet of paper. I want you to do a hip 90-90. And if you want 10% off your next package, every single day that you do this homework, if you post it in your story and tag me, I'll respond back to you. You can get 10% off. You miss one day, you don't get anything. Set that up for your clients to make it 10% off. If I'm paying this person $150, that goes down to $135. I like that. So now they're promoting for you. They're getting engaged. And then and you can tell your clients, I want to film 1 day per week. You film them, and then you post in your story talking to that person hypothetically, even if they don't have an Instagram. Okay, so right now I'm going to do a little post for my client, Helen. She's in New Jersey. I work with online clients. She's having some hip stiffness. So I'm going to be in this 90-90 position. I'm going to work on this, blah, blah, blah. 2-3 frames. Then when people see your little bubble on Instagram and they click on it, it goes, hey, this is for Helen. Me as Chris, I go, who the fuck's this Helen girl? What the heck? Why is she getting all the attention? It's bullshit. I'm going to watch this whole thing and then I'm going to reach out and be like, who's Helen? You're cheating on me. But that's what your client's thinking. In the sense, I want that one-on-one attention. So that can then lead into another potential client. And when I reach out and go, what's up with this online program? And I say, are you working with a coach right now? I'd love to hop on a free Zoom call where I'll learn more about what you're doing and we'll go from there. No commitment. Get them in front of you. Because if you talk about pricing, they're not going to subscribe to it. So you need to, as quickly as you can, they're hot right now. So get them into a Zoom call. And I encourage you to keep your video on. Don't go for a walk. Get your steps in while you're doing it because you're not giving the client attention. So it's really important. You can use all this to your advantage. It's an art. You do something to help your clients, but then you're using them also to help promote yourself. So there's our intro to 90-90, but now I'm going to go into what's called a flow. Now a flow is going to be going from, so this is how I teach this. I don't spend the whole freaking 45 minutes in this with a client. I would maybe for the first time, if they have really bad hip stuff, like where that hypothetical Josh, I would spend 5 to 10 minutes if it's enjoyable to him. If you're going to look at people, you got to read people. And if he